Hello, Facebook land. Sorry about that. I started one video and my Wi-Fi cut out on me, so I'm coming to you again. Happy, glorious, magical Monday. A happy May 1st to all of you and whoever celebrates Beltane. Happy Beltane to you and all your celebrations that you're having today or this week or this weekend. So I come to you a little bit later today, and I come to you in a vulnerable state, which is different than the last or really any of my videos that I've done with you. And I'm all wet, my hair's all wet, my clothes are all wet. I was out hooping in the glorious warm rain today, and wow, how healing and empowering it was. And what I want to do today is walk you through a process that I went through today, that I want to share with you, because I am no different than any other one of you women who I am coaching, who I'm mentoring, who are hooping with me, who are following me on Facebook. And what I want to do is really come to you in a real vulnerable state today and just walk you through this. So I wasn't able to come on earlier today because I'm working through a process that many of us work through. And through my spiritual growth and practices, I've got so many tools in my tool belt that I was just able to pull from those today and use them to pivot and move through this process that I was going through. And it's important for me to share this with you, because what's important through this is to know that none of us are alone through any of this, and we all have our ups and downs. We have our ebbs, we have our flows, we have our ins, we have our outs, and it's so normal to have these. The important thing is to move through the process and be able to come out and shift through it where clarity is. And so this morning I woke up in a crunk, like many of us do, a little bit angry, a little bit sad, some tears this morning, tears off and on, and just through this emotional wave all morning long. And I finally got home after my hooping class this morning, and I literally stood in the kitchen drinking my coffee at like 11:15, and I said to myself, Heather, what is it that you need to do to move through this process that you're going through right now? And what happens to a lot of us is these feelings come up and they bubble up within us, and we shove them down and we suppress them. And that causes more angst, more overwhelm, more depression, more sadness, more anger, because we're not expressing our feelings. And literally it took me some time to stand there in the kitchen and process what it was that I needed to do. And what ended up occurring was just this beautiful overfilling of gratitude, of self-expression. And so what I decided, thank God, thank God, thank God, it's a beautiful day here today, though it might be raining. It's like 73 degrees outside. So this morning, as I started going through this process, I took my coffee and I sat outside and I put my feet in the grass. At that point in time, the clouds were back and forth and the sun was out. And I just sat there and I just breathed in the energies of Mother Earth and breathed out, my sadness, my anger, my anxiety, my disappointment, my hurt, and I just breathed it into the earth. And through doing that, the tears were able to come and were able to flow and start to move me through the process that I needed to go through. And at that point, I have a meditative path that I walk in my backyard, and I began just to walk with my coffee. And as I walk, I notice the grass beneath my feet, the energy beneath my feet. And from there, in the movement of my body, I was then be able to process the emotions, the heavy emotions that were coming out from me. And I was angry, and I did talk out loud, and I did give it to the universe, and I did cry, and I gave that to the universe. And as I continued through this process and moving and walking, I then came inside, and cleaning is very healing because it moves energy. And not only do you clear and heal that energy from within, you're clearing and healing the energy within your house. And so from there, I came in and I plugged in and I put my favorite music on that helps me to move. And I went in and I cleaned the bathroom, and I cleaned the bathroom and cleaned the bathroom up and down as much as you can possibly clean, with this beautiful music playing in my ears. And from there, the process really got deep for me, as it does for many of us, as the tears just started to flow and cleaning out my body. And for many of us, it just comes out of nowhere. We don't know why. We're not sure the process we're moving through. And I just let it clear over me, and literally sobs coming from me as I'm cleaning my bathroom. And you want to know what, ladies? We're not alone in this. How many times have you found yourself on the bathroom floor crying, or in the corner of your bedroom crying, or going through your daily life and the tears just begin to flow? And I know through my practices that it just needs to flow. You cannot suppress it. And so however long it took me to get through that process, I just cried and cried and cried today. And then I found myself in my hoop outside, and once again put on my healing music that touches my soul. And as I'm hooping and I'm going through this process, however long I was in my hoop, all of a sudden the sprinkles started to come, and then the rain started to come, and I said to myself, wow, look at what the divine has offered me today. Look at the process that I was able to go through. And instead of going outside, I chose to stand outside probably for a good 15 minutes in the downpouring rain, drenching myself, healing myself, and just rebirthing myself through this process. And yes, I'm all wet, and who cares? And I'm muddy and I'm grassy, and really, who the hell cares? Because that rain nourished my body. It cleansed what was left. It brought it back to Mother Earth. And I was able to process through whatever it was I was working through today. And so, ladies, a lot of you come to me, or I follow you on Facebook, or I listen, and we feel we're broken, or you feel you're broken. You feel that you need to be fixed. You don't need to be. You don't need to be fixed. You're not broken. You just need healing, support, creativity, movement, expression to move through this process that we are all going through. And each one of our processes is so different from another. No, not one process is bigger or better or worse or whatever. We're not going to put judgment to it, but it's our process we work through. And when we are allowed to be supported and witnessed through creative movement, through tears, through walking, through whatever it is you need to do, we're able to heal, and we're able to move past whatever it is that we're holding on to become a better version of ourselves. So I sit here today with you in full vulnerability, wet from the rain, baggy eyes from the crying, tired from the anger that has worked through me from my process that I'm going through, to let you know that it's okay. We need, as women, to join together, and men, to join together in a conscious way of being, and release the society stigma that's been put upon us of pressure, of not being able to express ourselves, and be able to express our own process. And whatever your process is, do it. Work through it. Go out and run in the rain. Go out and stomp in the puddles. Sit on your floor and cry. Have a temper tantrum to get through your anger, but please, please know you're not broken, and you don't need to be fixed. You just need to give yourself permission to allow yourself to heal and move through this process. So I share to you today in a very vulnerable state, which I believe is the place for all healing, because as I sit here and am witnessed by all of you that are live with me now, or those who will watch later, as we sit here and we're witnessed and we're held in the community of conscious, loving people, then you're able to heal on a deeper level. You're able to heal with the consciousness of all humans here on this planet. So do what you need to do. Cry, go out in the rain, have your anger, have your temper tantrums, work through your process, because when you work through that, you're able to bring a higher vibration to yourself. Clarity happens, shifting happens. You're able then to move forth for your highest and best good, to be able to serve all of those around you. So, my dears, yes, I'm here, just giving you words of wisdom from my soul, deeply, deeply today, from my soul. Everyone have a beautiful, magical Monday. Enjoy May 1st. Let this beautiful, gorgeous, warm rain cleanse your soul, bring you back to the person that you are at your highest and best self today. So the challenge for you this week, my dears, is not an easy one. It's a vulnerable one that I ask you to join me on, to work through your process, to be vulnerable, to share with the rest of us what you may be going through, what your process is, and what tools you use to work through those. And remember, when you're held tightly in a beautiful community that I offer you to be witnessed, to be supported, to be loved, you offer this up, and it offers others to come forth and know that they're also not broken, that they also don't need to be fixed, that they're whole, that they're beautiful, and that they are love. So join me with this week's challenge, letting us hear your process, what you're working through today or this week, in the comments below, and I will honestly and sincerely and authentically be here to guide you and support you as you work through this. From my soul to yours, much love and many magical blessings. Namaste.